Hey guys, J-Man here. And I thought let's just go live. We're already hanging around. I got somebody backstage already. We got a bunch of people lining up who's just gonna come in. It's gonna be an open panel, but I have to send you an invite. I'm not gonna just put the link in the chat. Let me know if you want to come on. So if you know about Transformers, that's cool. If you don't know anything about Transformers, that's okay too. Or if you only know G1, we're just gonna hang out, talk a little bit of Rise of the Beasts, just kind of get a feel for it and see where everyone's at. So we're keeping it loose today, just hanging out, Transformers general talk plus Rise of the Beast talk. And so a couple of show updates real fast. This Saturday, so tomorrow night, I'm going to be on 1407 Gray Malkin's channel. The link to his channel is in the description of this video, plus all my other videos as well. So you can make sure you're subscribed to Gray Malkin. It's going to be X-Men talk. We're talking about giant size X-Men #1. Probably my favorite one-off X-Men comic. It's in maybe my favorite comic, but like I don't know, you got to think about it, right? It's like it's definitely up there for top like let's say 10 favorite comic books as a solo one issue. So that's tomorrow night, and then Monday night, back on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Sean and Clobberin time are going to be on my channel talking about the Legion of Superheroes. So 3 Mondays of the month, we do Legion talk on Monday nights, and 1 Monday of the month, I am on Clobberin Time's channel talking about Earthby and Bob Haney and all those great comics that he wrote that are a lot of fun. So Legion Mondays, basically it's going to be, most of the times it's Legion Mondays, and then some of the times it's Clobby's channel. So that's the immediate future. And then there will be a wrestling talk this week as well. So there's a lot going on. We're going back and forth on things. So we're just going to do that. All right. So let's start bringing in my panel. And we bring in my co-host. Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up?
You got the custom. Yeah, this one fits right in. This fits right in there. So we do have someone else waiting backstage. I don't have an intro for him. He's been on before. Let me give him. I'm gonna give you the fancy pants intro, buddy.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey, classic.
Hey, I can live with that one. That one's good.
That's a good one. I'm trying to just find some good, just like cool intros for anybody. Now I've got the wrestling one, which Sean likes for himself, but since Sean, you have another one. I'll give the wrestling one to maybe. Oh, there's a couple of people who still want to come on, so maybe I'll give it to one of them.
I love that. Yeah.
Let's say hello to the Comic Relief Crusader. I know, dude, you really, the invite's there depending on when you're back. He really wanted to come on. Obviously, you could see his avatar. He's a big time Transformers guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. And Brian, thanks so much for coming in. I know you're always there, so we appreciate that. And look, Stream Elements is here with a little robot thing. So I'm going to highlight Stream Elements for being here. Thank you, Stream Elements, with your little Transformers icon. All right, we're just gonna look. We're gonna just completely, just keep it open. I don't know how many movies. I know, Sean, you and I saw all the movies. The live action movie. Well, every movie really.
Live action, yeah.
Live action, right? Sure. And we'll go through them and give our opinions. Now, classic. Have you seen any of the Michael Bay Transformers movies? I think you said you saw a couple, right?
Yeah, I saw the first two in the theater. Or well, actually, no, I saw the first one in the theater. The second one I saw on video. And I've seen bits and pieces of the third one's Dark Side of the Moon, right?
No.
No.
No, it is Dark Side of the Moon. You're right.
Yeah.
I've seen part of that one.
Am I going to have to go get the movies because I don't remember what they are? I do have them all right there.
They kind of blur together. But
yeah,
so I've seen the first two, and then I think I've seen part of the third one. I've never seen what is it? The one the
Age of Extinction.
One. Yeah, and
the last.
I've never seen any after the third one. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I've got lots of stories to tell with these Transformers movies. Well, just Sean, hey, Sean knows who your guy is. Who's this character? Who's this Avatar, Sean? Can you tell? I
It
don't know if you
looks
can
like
see it.
Victory, or I could be mistaken, but
Yeah,
yeah.
like classic. Your things like
like
you know they say thumbnail. It's
like Star
literally that
Saber's
big. Like
smaller version. Yeah.
I can barely tell. Somebody wanted me to. You guys saw that Superman picture that my buddy did for me. Me as Superman, which was awesome. And
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that good? That was AI art. I can't use it. If it's my profile pic, it's so tiny. Like you can't. I like my J, you know, or like classic. You've got like the mask is very prominent. That's Phantom of the Mall, right?
Phantom of the Paradise.
Paradise. I'm sorry, Paradise. Phantom of the Mall is Kiss. Isn't
Yes.
that was the Kiss
No,
movie?
Phantom of it's not the mall.
Yeah, it was the mall, I think, wasn't it?
Phantom of the Park.
Phantom of the Park. Okay,
yeah.
whatever it was. Yeah.
Because it was a theme park, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Which is brutal because I'm pretty sure I own this movie. I can never.
Yeah, I know I own it too. I like that movie. I know people don't like it, but it's fun to pop in, you know.
Let me check my list to make sure I own it before I do. I don't want. I hate being a poser. Hold on.
Yeah.
Phantom.
No, you own it from the Kiss.
I do own it.
Thing. Yeah, yeah.
I own it. I have the collector's edition.
The big
Blu-ray.
giant thing with all the interviews and what's his name?
It's not that big.
That. Yeah.
It's a normal size. It's either on that shelf or I'm gonna say it's on that shelf because I usually put I have my movies in because I've got like almost 4,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, now I'm at 3,000. I used to have close to 4, so I've got them in sections. So I believe that it would be in there somewhere. Okay, so who is he? Saber.
Saber, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like Star Saber's smaller version, and then like he grows into the big thing, or he goes into another robot into the thing. I never had that, of course, because they didn't sell it here, and you see it around, and then they made a Hasbro Pulse version, and it's the only Hasbro Pulse I would actually consider, but it got sold out quickly, so.
Yeah, like Hasbro Pulse, man, it just sucks. I just can't stand. I can't stand their entire thing. It just pisses me off.
They have a Desaurus as well, or Death Saurus, which is the villain in that. And but I didn't understand. It was all gray, and I'm like, is it just going to be all gray, or are you just showing it to me as a prototype? I don't know. So I didn't pull the trigger on that either.
Okay, so classic. What's your kind of, because like we'll let Sean go last because he's going to have the most. What's your kind of relationship with Transformers in general? Like, have you seen all of G1, and then have you watched anything else other than that, or?
Well, I when it started coming on back in the 80s, I mean, I was into my kind of late teens at that point, so I didn't watch it a lot. I mean, I watched it a bit. You know, I did used to know some of the characters. I mean, I know pretty much all I know now is Optimus. I knew a few of them, and I did see that animated movie that came out in, what was it, 85, I think.
Yeah, Transformers, the movie, which I love. I have 4 copies of it.
Which had what was it, Orson Welles, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was Unicron,
and Judd Nelson did Rodimus or Hot Rod or whatever it was.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
And then I've seen the 2 Bay movies, so that's it. So I'm a pretty casual fan of it.
So okay, so we'll get into what everyone thought of those movies in a second. I've seen all of G1. What's G1 is, what is it, Sean? Like the first 4 seasons, like the 3 seasons and the Headmasters.
3 seasons, and the 4th season is a 3-part Headmasters.
Is the 3-part Headmasters?
It's the Rebirth, yeah.
Okay, that's Rebirth. So that's all I've seen. Oh, so that's a lie. That's a lie. Sorry. I've seen all of that. Obviously, I saw the movies. I saw the Bay movies and Bumblebee, and I've seen all of the War for Cybertron trilogy, and I've seen maybe like 1 season of Prime, Transformers Prime, and that's it. Now I own Beast Wars, Beast Machines, some Japanese thing. I don't know if that was continuing, if that continues from season 3 and ignores Headmasters. It's like it's Victory. What's it called, Sean? Victories.
Headmasters is Japanese season 4. They steamroller over Rebirth. So it's Headmasters, Super God Master Force, which is Power Masters, and Pretenders. And
all right, so hold on a second. Let me take a look.
And Victory is all Transformers that were never released here. So including Saber, which we just saw the after of.
Okay, so let me take a look here.
And Zone is like 1 episode, and then it continued in magazines.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a screen snap. Hold on. All right. And then I'm going to save this, and I'll show this so that we can kind of see what we've got here. All right. So I wonder if I can share this screen. I probably can. Should be able to share. Oh, I can just upload it to here. That'll be probably easier. So that's it. So now, Sean, have you actually seen? You haven't seen everything, right? Like there must be some stuff you haven't seen. Or
no, I feel like I've seen everything except the new Robots in Disguise. Because they called in 2001 when they released Car Robots here, they called that Robots in Disguise. So there's a new Robots in Disguise. I haven't really seen that, and there's another one after that, and I haven't seen that. So the 2 recent ones, I think I've seen everything else. So there's a lot of stuff that was never. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was never released here. Robots in Disguise was shown here, the Car Robots show. Which brought back Autobots and Decepticons. But they never had a home video release of that, like of the complete series. Right. Samurai Go was a bunch of short cartoons in Japan. They never released that here. And there's 2 animated, like cell animated Beast Wars cartoons. They never released here.
Wow.
Including a movie that we never got here. But the movie was a Japanese thing where it's like, they show a half-hour of brand new animation, a half-hour recap, and it was a preview of the CGI show that was coming out in Japan.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff they haven't released here, and I don't know when they ever.
Yeah. So I'm looking. Let me bring up what I own, which is this. So Transformers. That's the movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And blue means Blu-ray. Red means 4K.
Yeah.
Transformers Beast Machines complete, Beast Wars complete, Energon Omega Supreme, which is like part of a thing. Energon,
yeah.
Headmasters. I only have episode 1 of Prime. It came with some toys. Transformers season 1 to 4. Super God Master Force. The animated movie on 4K. Victory, Armada season 1, and Bumblebee the movie. That's what I have. So I'm still missing a lot.
So Headmasters, Super God Master Force, and Victory are Japanese season 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, there you go. So that
right.
Okay, so I do have those. So that's good then. So that's almost all I need, really, if I'm going by classic stuff.
Yeah, if you like classic stuff, like you have all the G1 stuff. I can't remember if one of those sets has the 1 episode of God, my mind's a blank.
Scramble City?
Zone, Transformers Zone.
Oh, Zone? I don't think
there's Scramble City as well. I think that's on one of those sets. But
oh, really? Because I didn't think it was, but it might be.
And that's like a weird transition-y thing between season 2 and the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. But
and I've got Beast Wars and Beast Machines, so that's good. That's the next. Is that G2 or what is?
I always consider it part of G1 because they tied it in. So here's my thing with Transformers. Like I've been with it since it began. When it began, I was like 6. And I think my first Transformer was Ironhide, which is weird because he's got that windshield head, and it's like he looks nothing like the cartoon. But then I got like Optimus, Megatron, Jazz, all those guys. Most people didn't have everyone because they're so expensive, right?
Right.
But I love the show. I saw everything. I didn't see the movie in the theater. And then there was sort of a dark age where it's like, they had the Action Masters, which were Transformers that didn't transform. And I followed the comic book. Yeah, there he is. It's so weird.
And can I just say that's awful?
It's awful, but like I loved it, but it was awful.
That's like horrendously awful.
Yeah.
I never had this one.
It's so funny because everyone else looks great, but these guys, I know they're from Diaclone, but like, come on.
So he was a van. Is that what he was?
Yeah. I think the idea was there's supposed to be a small figure that came with the Diaclone stuff that goes in that seat, and that's the head, like a person's
I
crown,
got you.
right? So yeah. Yeah, and so when Beast Wars, so Generation 2 happened and it kind of sucked. The figures were kind of lame. They were reissues with add-ons, like Inferno could shoot water. There's some new guys. The comic book sucked. I didn't like it. It was really dark, and the art was kind of weird. And the cartoon was just the old show with like stupid CGI crap. So when Beast Wars came out, it was exciting because like it's a brand new era of Transformers. I was disappointed that there are no Autobots or Decepticons. And the first question everyone had was, is Megatron the Megatron we know? And is Optimus Prime? And when it was revealed that's not true, I was a little disappointed. But as the show progressed, if you watch Beast Wars, like you haven't seen it yet, right? Right,
Oh,
J-Man?
I have not seen it.
Yeah, well, if you watch it, it's intriguing sci-fi. Like they go to another planet, and it got me. Like I'll spoil it. I thought that planet was another planet because there's like two moons and everything, but it turns out it's Earth way in the past, where aliens had already visited it and like populated it with their own stuff and left. And the one moon is like a satellite that when it's activated, it beams a message to the aliens, and they're coming for the Beast Wars guys. Those guys are all those Transformers are from the future, and they weren't back in time by accident. But the problem is, the Ark is there, and all the Transformers are in there, and it showed them all. And gradually, they revealed it's like they had Ravage come back, and Ravage could talk and everything now. He's like more evolved. And he mentions Megatron and the Decepticons and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. There's one episode where Optimus Primal is taken by the aliens, and they manifest themselves in like Unicron's head. And he's like, Unicron, I thought you were behind this. And they're like, no, we're just taking something from your memory and giving it to you as something that's familiar. All that stuff was awesome.
Is
And I
this
love
the
that
show?
it dovetailed.
Is this what it looked
I
like?
can barely tell with that image.
Because it was more CGI looking, right?
It's CG. Well, it's a CGI show. It was done here in Toronto, I think, by Mainframe. I think their name was called. In Canada, they were called Beasties. They weren't called Beast Wars because it was too violent for Canadian.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but I thought it was awesome, man. I love that it dovetailed into G1 stuff, and Beast Machines. They to me Beast Machines is the cap of that whole continuity because they usher Cybertron to a new golden age and everything with a new techno-organic. It's a whole thing. After that, they rebooted.
There's no Dinobots in this Rise of the Beasts movie,
No.
as far as I know. This is not, and we can discuss this. I don't think this is Bay Formers. I don't think this is the Bayverse.
It's the Bayverse.
Are you sure? Because
okay, this is the Bayverse. But what happened was they're just trying to mimic Michael Bay's stuff.
Hold on, finish your point then, Sean. So where does G1 end? So you're saying after Beast Machines?
To me, American G1 ends with Beast Machines. Because the thing is, they reboot after that with the so-called Unicron trilogy.
Right.
So then it's a whole new thing, right? In Japan, they always meant for all of that stuff to continue. It's like Beast Wars is a continuation of G1 and everything. And the Unicron trilogy is a continuation as well, right? Okay. But
So Beast Wars is way in the future.
It's way in the past. It's like
Beast Wars is the past.
They're from the way in the future of G1 that we know, but they time warp back into prehistoric Earth.
Okay.
Where the Ark is there with all the dormant Transformers and all that stuff. I got
you. Okay.
And then Beast Machines is they time warp back to Cybertron, but the problem is that while they did that, Megatron escapes through the time warp, and so I guess he goes and takes over Cybertron. So when they get there, they're like, everything is abandoned. What's going on? And then it's all like lifeless machines controlled by Megatron. And so they free it at the end of that. It's a whole thing. It's not a great series. People hate that show, by the way. So
yeah, Beast Machines. I did hear that Beast Machines was not liked. Now let's take a look at it. Beast Machines.
So this movie, as far as I can tell, because Bumblebee was a prequel to the Bayformer movies, this continues on from Bumblebee, so it's the same universe. But it's a soft reboot in that they're just having Transformer fights before the Michael Bay stuff with like a bit more accurate looking Transformers, you know.
So, but wasn't Unicron in like one of the movies already?
Yeah, but they never resolved that. Like Unicron was supposed to be at the end of first or last night or whatever the hell it was called. What was it called? Last Night?
Yes.
Last night, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So at
Last
the end, there's
Night.
a big horn coming out of the Earth or something, and I guess the Earth is Unicron. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. The Earth is Unicron, but now Unicron's a guy.
Good.
So hold on. Comic Relief Crusader is saying that Bumblebee is confirmed separate from Bayverse.
Oh, it's confirmed now?
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows. And the thing is, like, this is one of the things that's just leading to confusion that's needless. It's like, just say it's a reboot, and then we know what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Classic, you didn't see Bumblebee, right?
No, I didn't. I meant to because I heard it was actually pretty good, but I've never gotten around to seeing it.
I mean, I can tell you my okay. So, Sean, we were friends for Transformers 1, yeah. So, I did see the animated movie in the theater. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when this first movie was coming out, we knew there was going to be something weird right away because we saw the lips and the mouth on Optimus Prime, and Optimus Prime really shouldn't have a mouth. Oh, hey, could not be reached. How's it going? And he's supposed to have like like he talks like this, like his, he has like a shield on over his mouth. And we all thought it looked kind of weird. And then Michael Bay and company or whatever were like, oh, it's not going to be like that, whatever. It's like, and then it was totally like that. It's like they literally lied. They literally lied. And I saw the first movie. I thought it was awful. Like I despised it. I despised that first movie. And then and then we didn't go see any of them in the theater after that until part 4. Yeah. So I think part 4, they're like saying, okay, like Megan Fox is out, Shia LaBeouf is out, all those people are out. It's going to be new cast. It's going to, Optimus Prime looks a little bit, he's supposed to look a little bit more normal, which not really, no, like again, like there was like a form where he's hiding out as sort of what he kind of looks like, but a brownish, dirty version. And we're like, all right, and there's some good, okay action. And then we saw last night because the Dinobots, were Dinobots in extinction or no, they're in extinction. That's why we can go see them. Yeah, we're like, let's see the Dinobots.
Yeah, I didn't see last night in the theater.
Neither did I. Because the extinction one kind of, we're like, well, I don't know. I thought it was kind of like, I guess the best, but that's a really small, a small praise.
I think three won us over. 3 was still bad, but like 3 to me was a bit more coherent. And it's like, and the thing about 3 was so funny. It took 2 episodes of or 2 stories from the G1 show and slung them together.
Right.
So to me, it was the more familiar. It's Ultimate Doom, the 3-parter, where they try to bring Cybertron into orbit.
Yes.
And it's the other one, I can't remember the name of it, where the Autobots are framed and then they're blasted into the sun.
Right.
So they combined most of those. And there was an actual what do they call that Leonard Nimoy's character, Nemesis Prime or something like that?
Sentinel Prime.
So there was a cool villain in it that seemed more coherent, and I could tell who he is. Like that's
Leonard Nimoy was the voice of. Was that one? That was one of Leonard Nimoy's. Was that one of his final performances?
One of his final performances. Yeah. It's that Orson Welles curse. It's like it's the final performance.
Yeah, because Unicron was his last performance. Let me look up Leonard Nimoy, see if his what his last performance
Yeah,
was.
so like I thought it was okay, right? So we went to see part four, and part four was a bladder buster. Like I had to pee so bad, and I was like, I don't know, the Dinobots hadn't come yet, man. And it's like at one point it looks like the movie's done, and then they're like, oh, we have to go to China, and I'm like, okay, well that's probably another 10-minute thing. That was another 40 minutes. It's like that thing's almost 3 hours long, man. And then the Dinobots happen in the last 10 minutes or something, and they're all stupid. Like, there's no character. There's no me Grimlock. There's no nothing. It's like Grimlock is one of the most lovable characters in those old shows. And they
Yeah.
couldn't even do that, you know?
So yeah, he was in something called Zambelzia, which is in 2012. He did a voice.
Yeah.
It looks whatever. Yeah, so Transformers was one of the last ones that he had done, which is crazy. Part 4 Extinction has the human race and the U.S. government turning against the Autobots. Right. Yeah. Okay, I think what won me over was Shockwave destroying everything. Like there's that one scene where Shockwave comes in and just annihilates the entire
universe. That's 3, right?
That's part 3. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. So we didn't see any of these in the theater. I was buying them on Blu-ray because I just buy anything for a collection on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Though I did not buy Snake Eyes. I did not buy Snake Eyes, but I probably will buy it at some point.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I heard that was bad.
Yeah, I think it was bad. But I usually just buy everything. But I did buy all the Transformers movies because, I mean, action-wise, they're pretty good. But the problem is you can't tell the difference between the robots. And it's like, if I can't tell the difference, like, I mean, I can tell the difference. I had an argument with this guy after the premiere of episode 1. After the premiere of part 1 of Transformers, I went to work the next day and there's a Transformers guy there, and he's like, "Oh man, I loved it. I loved every second of it." I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, it's awful." He's like, "What?" He was like, he was so shocked that I didn't love it because we were hyping it up. We're like, "Okay," I had the posters for that movie, the 27 by 40 one sheet double-sided original official posters. I still have them rolled up nice. I was pumped. I'm like, okay, here we go. Because I don't really like Michael Bay, but he makes good action. So I thought, well, if there's going to be cool, Autobots and Decepticon fights, that'll be good. But that's when we start to get worried. We're like, wait, Megatron and Starscream look the same. Like I can tell the difference because I know, but not quickly. Like I never got confused between Transformer characters. I didn't know everyone's name, but I never confused two people on the screen and be like, which one is, like, I could tell that those were different people. Mm-hmm. Whereas a lot of the designs are like, that looks like the same. Is this the same bot? Like, who is this? Anyways, so I was like, well, Shia LaBeouf wins the day. Like, he stops Megatron. It's not even Optimus Prime. Like, Optimus Prime loses in his own movie. Yeah. And the Jazz dies and he's literally ripped in half. And Optimus Prime's like, our fallen comrade Jazz. I'm like, you're holding up the corpse of your best friend.
He drops it.
Like,
yeah.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
And then even for Sentinel Prime, he literally doesn't he execute him? I'm like, dude, does Optimus Prime like guillotine guy? Like, he executed Sentinel. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, I don't think Optimus Prime really does that.
Yeah, that was one thing that kind of struck me in the films is how kind of just brutal and kind of vicious Optimus Prime is. He'd never seemed that way in the cartoon. And so that I always thought that was I wasn't crazy about that.
No, and I mean, he's supposed to be like, I don't want to say like, well, I mean, it's like He-Man, Lion-O, Optimus Prime, I guess Bravestar, all those guys. They're all like
he's a paladin.
Yeah, right. And it's like, why is this happening? And well, the movies didn't give anybody any character. That's even the humans didn't have character. So I guess why would you expect the robots to have any character? But like, so anyway, so that turned us off. So Shaw and I were not happy. And Steve, I don't think Steve was that happy either. He's not even a Transformers guy, so he was just like, this is just a fail. Because Steve is a movie lover, and even he didn't like it. So I'm like, okay, so I don't want to say normie for Steve, but Steve's a normie for Transformers, let's say, right? So even Steve was like, this wasn't that great. And I'm like, well, I despised it, and Sean hated it. So I'm like, well, this is just a fail because I'm a mid card. Sean's the heavyweight champion of Transformers. I'm like the mid carder, and Steve's the jobber, and none of us liked it. And we're like, well, this can't be good. Yeah, a lot of people did think it was okay, and I had a lot of fights. And then the vindication of part 2. Man, when part 2, this is the same as Revenge. No, what was that? What was the Star Trek 2? The Star Trek 2
into darkness.
Into the shit verse. Yeah, that one. This is the same, and it literally played out the same.
It's Batman Forever, Batman and Robin.
Batman Forever, Batman.
It always happens. It's like you complain about the second one. All the things that you're complaining about were in the other one. So
right. It's like this. Yeah, it's like everyone said, "Oh, part of Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, it's too silly and it's just goofy, and the Transformers aren't characters." I'm like, did you watch part 1? It's the exact same thing. And that happened with Star Trek. We're like, this isn't Star Trek. This sucks. Everyone's like, well, same with Force Awakens and Last Jedi. People gave the Force Awakens a pass. And Sean and I were like, this is awful. It's a remake of part 4 and it sucks. And then I'm like, no, they ruined Han Solo. The characters are shitty. You don't see them together. And then the same exact points were said for The Last Jedi. I'm like, did you watch Force Awakens? Did you watch Transformers 1? Did you watch Batman or Batman Forever? He has the nipples in Batman Forever. Like the bat nipples are in Batman Forever, and everyone loves that movie. And they're like, "Oh, these stupid nipples." I'm like, "That was literally in Batman Forever." It's like, oh, okay, right? And the villains are cheesy and stupid, right? Like Two-Face and Riddler were cheesy and stupid. It's like, oh, they wasted characters. They wasted characters in Batman Forever also. Yeah. So, anyways, so it's the same thing. It's like we always say it on the first movie, and then people clue in on the second one. So that'll happen on Spider-Verse. I'm waiting for the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're in the minority there. Like, I really didn't like that movie. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, well, I don't
Everyone
want to.
seems to love it.
You're talking about the animated one?
Yeah. Where it's like this. It looks like it's like.
Well, it's very jerky, and it's like there's nothing artistic about that, guys. Like, what's happening?
I couldn't. Anyway. I thought the projector was broken. I was like, oh man, because so our theater's weird sometimes. Like sometimes the quality is amazing. Like what did we just see? Whatever we just saw last time had amazing quality, right? But then we see something and you're like, why can't I see anything? What was the last superhero? What did we just watch, Sean? Superhero movie. What did we just watch?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that the sound in that was crazy, and everything was like right. It was like super clear. But then we saw Quantumania, and Quantumania was awful. You can't see anything.
There's
I'm like,
awful, and there's a fly on the on the projector lens, and it kept like going into what's his name? What's the guy's name? And now he's in trouble. Anyway, Kang.
Oh yeah,
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors, yeah.
Okay, guys, he's in major trouble.
You're the only one that came up with that, Jay, man.
No, but I came up with it.
I don't know how no one else came up with that.
But it's like, but I mean, look, yeah. So I thought Spider-Verse was broken. I was like, oh shit, this looks really shitty. What happened? And then people are like, no, it's supposed to be like that. I know Double C. Yeah, no. Everyone loves Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I thought it was. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was fine. I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. I rewatched it on 4K at home. So even though I wasn't keen on it in the theater, I purchased it, and I rewatched it at home, and it was a little bit better at home. Also because I do think that they did touch it up a little bit for the 4K release, and my TV was pretty good. My sound system was pretty good. So it was a lot better at home. But unfortunately I was a bit soured by the theater experience. So we're not going to see part 2. I'll buy it on 4K and watch part 2 at home. I do like Spider-Man 2099 and I like Ben Reilly and they're both in it. So I'd like to see them. But I got to say that I don't want to turn this into a Spider-Verse thing, but I'm not a Miles Morales fan at all. Like I can't get into him. I don't know. It's just not doing it for me. I like Spider-Man 2099 and I like Ben Reilly, and I just don't care about Miles. Like
I haven't read the new series, but yeah.
I think Miles is okay, but they for a while it's like they've been trying to basically make him replace Peter in effect.
It won't happen.
That ain't gonna work. Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
You need to give that up and just let him be who he is. And
right.
Stop trying to make him happen as the main Spider-Man. That ain't gonna happen.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about this. So now it's going to be Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal, I believe. Is it Ron Perlman?
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me ask now: is Optimus Primal, is that the same person as Optimus Prime, or is that a different person?
No, it's a different one.
That's what Sean. That's what you were saying. As a kid, you thought that was Optimus Prime, right?
I was hoping, and then they revealed that it's not. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole other. They don't really explain. Maybe there's a comic somewhere that explains it, but they don't explain why his name is Optimus Primal. and when he's a robot, his head looks like Optimus Prime. So,
right. Yes, it is Ron Perlman. So, is this the movie? I guess so.
Yeah, it's the movie.
Well, here's a better. Now, does it look like they have less fur or something? Like, Sean, when they're in the beast, let's talk about beasts for the Beast Force for a second.
Yeah.
When they're in the beast form, do they have like fur and stuff or no?
The cartoon? Yeah, fur. That was the whole point of Beast Wars. That so they wrote it like science fiction. So Earth at that time, in prehistoric Earth, has so much energon that it's poisonous to Transformers. It's just overdose. It's too much. So when they adopted alternate forms, it couldn't be machines. It had to be like life forms of the time, so that they could survive the overdose of energon. And so yeah, they're supposed to have fur. Like the originals have kind of fur bits on them, but it's plastic, right?
Right.
And because of the limitations of CGI at the time, there isn't a lot of fur on those designs in the show, but it's supposed to be fur.
Okay.
So,
yeah, so I can show you guys. I did go to Toys R Us today. We have a Toys Classic. Are you in Canada or no? You're not in Canada, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm in Texas.
Texas. Okay, yeah. Don't mess with Texas. I should get my Texas Chainsaw poster. Put it over here. So I did go and grab Optimus Primal today, and he comes with this cheetah guy or this cat guy that turns into crossbow of some kind.
Is that even going to be in the movie or?
I think it's just part of his weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's definitely no fur. Well, I guess they're trying to mimic the fur, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot. And then I was looking at the designs. So if we go back to the designs here of the movie, like Optimus Primal, Rise of the Beasts, and so let's take a look at them. I don't think there's fur. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The premise I just told you makes no sense to this movie. So they're just there just to capitalize on 90s kids, right? It's like that's all it is. It's like you're trying to make sense of this, J-Man. It's like you should learn by now that these Transformers live action movies make no sense. So
right.
It's like like no one cares.
Yeah, well, I the Chewbacca defense. It's like it doesn't make any sense. No, I didn't know. So yeah, I'm looking at him. Yeah, he's just like a guy or whatever. So okay,
he's kind of got like furry shoulders, no? Or
yeah, I guess so. Like that does not make me think that that's an animal, right? Like I thought that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like an ape to me. It just looks like a robot thing.
Yeah, it's like a robot thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, this looks really cool. It's basically it's Mecha Kong or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a mecha gorilla. No, but they're not supposed to disguise. Well, I don't know. In the cartoon, they're not supposed to disguise or anything. It's just for survival, right? But then why are they around in this time?
Are you saying like a transformer? No,
probably.
How can that be? Okay, so here's the question: is it how? Okay, this is a weird question. How are Transformers born? Is there any sexual activity on Cybertron?
Not that I know of. Look, the origins of the Transformers have always been a sore spot of Transformers. They're so popular that they came up with all sorts of different things, but it's like it's funny. Everyone hated GoBots, but if you watch the GoBots cartoon now, it makes way more sense than Transformers. It's like they were people transplanted into these robots, and so that's why there were males and females. So it made total sense. But like
see.
Transformers is like, why are there genders at all? I don't. What's going on? Like they go to Cybertron and there's all those Alita One and Moonracer and all these other characters. Why are there females? And then there's RC in the movie.
Well, these some of these franchises like Transformers, they were basically aimed at 7, 8-year-old kids, and I think there's only so much logic or so much of that you can apply to it, where it's just it's not going to work. I mean, it's not meant to really be logical or to make sense. It's just meant to be fun and entertaining.
Hey, Skeptic. So yeah, Transformers is just made up of a bunch of different toy lines that they kind of cobbled together to make a new toy line, right? And that's why you have all of these random, like Ironhide doesn't look like he's part of it. It's like the little guys are all like Cliff Jumper.
You have all these scales and everything, and
this looks cool to me though. This RC right here, if this is the movie, that looks pretty cool.
Is that the new movie one?
Yeah, that's the new movie. That looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah, it looks good.
Didn't she have those racing wheels in she was in one of the like a beginning of one of the other movies.
She was. What was she in? RC I'll say what live action maybe.
I can't remember.
She was here you go. This was her in one of the one of those shitty one of the others. See, that looks that's awful.
Yeah.
This is
they don't look terrible. As messy in this new one, but they still look kind of Bayformery. Like they still look a bit too busy, in the design.
But this is much better.
That looks more like the cartoon character.
So I go to this place for like the posters.
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. Okay, so this can you see that? Or no, they'd opened in a new screen, damn.
So you know what Optimus Prime's story arc is in this one, right? He doesn't care about the humans and all that stuff, and then his arc.
He learns to love us.
Yeah, Optimus Primal teaches Optimus Prime that all life is precious, which he freaking knew already because he's Optimus Prime. But whatever. I guess he has to have an arc or something. I don't know.
I mean, this guy looks pretty cool. Who is
Cheetor, right?
Yeah, Cheetor. Feels like a He-Man character.
Well, Cheetor was the Bumblebee of Beast Wars.
Ah, okay, I see. This is Blur. Oh, this is Mirage. Yeah. What do you think of Mirage?
I can barely tell it's Mirage. I thought it was Jazz because he's a Porsche or something like that in the trailers, and it's Mirage, right?
It's Mirage for sure.
Yeah, Mirage was a race car. I guess they wouldn't be able to do that like on a regular street. So
Bumblebee looks the same.
Yeah, and I think he still can't talk, which is so stupid.
It's so stupid. I can't stand that. This is Scourge.
So, and he's
not even purple. Isn't Scourge? Isn't he purple? Right? He's the same.
Yeah, but they don't care about color schemes in these movies.
I mean, but just make him purple. Like,
well, you can't tell here. It's all this light and crap, right?
How's it going, man? You guys seen TV Spot with the sick new Optimus transfer? No, I don't think I saw it yet.
No.
Skeptic saying he looks a bit annoying. Yeah. Okay, so this is Scourge, but okay, so for me, this is the worst design. This is supposed to be Wheeljack, I believe.
Oh, see, he had such a distinctive head, and they did this to him.
So
he had the thing with the lights coming out the sides, and
Wheeljack movie, but if you look at him in Bumblebee, though, hold on a second. Look, this is better.
Right, they made him more G1-ish, and they made everyone G1-ish in that one. There's a whole sequence where they're on Cybertron in that movie, and it's all basically the G1 design.
Hey, this looks pretty cool. This is the Bumblebee movie one. That looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
actually, I might get that. That actually looks really neat. Okay, so hold on. Let's look at Wheeljack. Okay, so that's Bumblebee, and then Wheeljack, Rise of the Beasts. Why is he so garbage all of a sudden?
Was he have goggles? It's like,
Oh, this is terrible.
and he's
Yeah,
like
it looks weird.
he's like a minivan from the '60s or whatever.
So Diesel's saying he's black in this. He looked kind of brown to me, but it could just be the lighting. So he's based more of the Robots in Disguise, 2001.
Oh, okay,
Scourge.
yeah.
So let's see, Scourge.
He has sweeps though in this movie. I
I
think.
believe so.
Yeah.
He's wearing glasses so people won't recognize him.
Yes.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go. So
who
yeah,
is
this
this
is
robot?
so this is
Yeah.
this is completely different then.
Oh, the old Robots in Disguise? Yeah, I had him. He was awesome. He was Laser Sword, no, he was Laser Optimus Prime, reissued as this new character, Scourge.
Oh, I see.
Laser Optimus Prime was G2 Prime. He was cool. He had discs that you could twist a thing and then shot out the oil tanker. It was pretty awesome. Anyway.
Okay, so that's pretty neat. Okay, but yeah, he still doesn't really look that way.
Is he a truck in this movie or?
I don't know. Scourge, Transformers, not robots. Rise of the Beasts. Let's see the. Okay, here we go. Oh, he is a truck. He is a truck.
Oh yeah, he looks like the Robots in Disguise Scourge, like the car robot Scourge.
I believe this is what he's going to be. Yeah, this
That's
is
cool.
the
I might get that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah.
pretty
So
good.
he's not G1 Scourge.
He's not
Although
G1 Scourge. Yeah.
that head kind of looks sort of like
So-
G1 Scourge. Or...
So here you go. Here's like if you look at like there's his face, right?
Okay. So if
So,
he has sweeps, what the hell are sweeps then? Like other trucks? Like
So Rise of the Beasts. So let's go Rise of the Beasts. I guess sweeps, right?
yeah.
Maybe they're not in it.
Yeah, I thought they were because someone reviewed one of the junior novelizations and they were in that. So I don't know.
We don't have all of the. We don't really have all of the guys. Like we don't really know everybody in here. All right, so there's Cheetor, and then we know these guys, and then who else? What other guys are in it? Let's look at the Wikipedia for a second.
Rhinox is probably in it.
Rhinox is in it. Yes, that's for sure.
I
saw
heard
the-
Rhinox just doesn't say anything. He's just like there.
All right, so let's take a look. So Optimus, yep. Bumblebee, yep. Mirage, yep. RC, yep. Wheeljack. That so far, okay. Optimus Prime, he looks cool to me. Bumblebee is fine, I guess. Mirage looks okay to me. RC looks awesome to me. Wheeljack is garbage, like absolute trash garbage. Considering he was one of the coolest looking guys.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the coolest looking Transformers from the old days. Stratosphere, who's that?
No, I don't know. Just some new character.
Optimus Primal looks okay. Air Razor, who's that? Is that
Well, Air Razor was from Air Razor, the name they used in Beast Wars.
Okay, so we
And
gotta
then
look at that.
I hesitate saying character, like they just use names to like re-up on the copyright. So,
Right. Okay, so Cheetor looks pretty good though.
Yeah.
Rhinox looks pretty good, at least from the toy that I saw. Okay, we have to look up Air Razor. So Air Razor.
What did they list Air Razor as? Like a Decepticon or an Autobot?
Let's see. That's the figure. So let's see.
Yeah.
No, that's a fan made thing, I believe.
Oh.
Here you go.
Yeah. Okay. It's a big eagle or whatever.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that looks all right. What was the guy? Oh, and what was the other one we were talking about? This Stratosphere.
Stratosphere. Yeah.
Transformers, Rise. I don't know who the hell this guy is. Hey, Masters, what's going on, man? MMM. Is this him?
There might have been a Transformer name, Stratosphere. I can't remember who that is. So.
He's got a mustache.
The old dude, man.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who this is at all, so I'm not sure.
He looks cool. looks distinctive.
Yeah. All right, let's bring in one of another panelist who's come in. I'm going to give him a first time on the channel. What can I give him for an intro here? Let me see here. I'll give him. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to find a good one here. Okay, I'll give you this one. Hey, Flash by Night, how's it going?
Pretty good. How we doing?
Oh, good, thanks. So first time on my stream. So thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, Flash by Night commented on one of my videos today, so thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was watching it, and I don't know if this is the first time. I don't know if I got to check and see if I have you on the notification bell thing, because I want to say this may be the first or second time I've seen one of your notifications pop up. But yeah. I saw the Transformers the movie book, and I'm like, well, let me watch this, because I've got all three, but I've never actually read them. So
you mean these?
No, the movie adaptation comic.
The movie adaptation from '86. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I read issue 1. I haven't read 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, they're strange. Yeah. They have some similarities and some differences, but
right.
Yeah. I need to get those. I'd like to get the movie, because I don't have any comics. Is it still Marvel? Is it still Marvel?
It's Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I don't have any
only comics of Marvel. IDW had the last license for them, but their license ran out at the beginning of the year. So right now, Transformers comics are in limbo.
Right.
Yes, I know. I don't know who's going to do them next.
Movie out. Yeah.
Yeah, who's got that license right now?
The rumor was always Image Skybound, but I've yet to see anything. Like, the rumor is like a year old, but I've yet to see anything. So I don't know.
It's a hot property. I mean, someone's gonna snap it up. So.
Right.
Yeah. So okay, since you just came on, we're basically, Sean and I are sort of the same kind of opinion about the movie, the Bayformers, whatever you call them, Bayverse. I despise part 1. I didn't like part 2. I gave part 3 a pass because it had a lot of good action and Shockwave looked cool. I gave part 4 a pass because, it was kind of, there's some good action. I like that hunter guy that came down with that gun as a head. He was kind of neat. And then part 5 was kind of a disaster. My favorite Transformer is Rodimus Prime, and Hot Rod was in it, and he was garbage. And then Bumblebee, everyone kept saying Bumblebee was the greatest thing ever, and I should go check it out. So I watched it. I'm like, it's not the greatest thing ever. It's the same shit. The first 5 minutes was awesome, and then the rest of it was okay. Like, it wasn't obnoxious. I feel that all of the human characters and all the human parts in all of the live action movies are awful. Like, today I thought, let me watch Age of Extinction today. I put it in. The second Mark Wahlberg? The second Mark Wahlberg and his daughter started talking, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't, and I own them on Blu-ray and 4K or whatever. I own them all. I can't do it. So
at least they kill off the traitor friend at the beginning of the movie.
Right, that's true.
I was so happy when he died. That was like, those you don't tell on your friends for, well, I guess it depends on how much money, but you don't tell on your friends for money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't. And the robots themselves don't have enough personality, and they look a little bit too busy. I feel like I can't. Somebody had said this for maybe part 2, where part 2 came out. And they said it looks like 2 heaps of junk rolling around down a hill, and you're like, I can't tell what's like. Yeah. Like, anytime you want, if you watch like sometimes with these new movies, like with the Bourne Identity and whatever, I first noticed it with the Bourne movies where the action is cut so quickly that I'm like, I can't. It's almost like they're hiding the fact that they can't do martial arts. You know what I'm saying? right?
Yeah.
And then you see John Wick, and you're like, everything looks good. I can see the fights. Like, yeah, he's kicking ass. He's, you know what I mean? Like, they look good. But Transformers looks like it's like I can't tell who's hitting who. Like,
yeah, especially if they're close to the same color vehicles or robots or whatever, and and especially they like, especially for Decepticons, all of the Decepticons have to be this grayish shade, and so especially in a nighttime scene or something, or if they're really busy, you can't tell who is who or whatever. At least the Autobots are kind of colorful. That's even with this upcoming movie, the Autobots and the Maximals. I am not versed in Beast Wars whatsoever. But the Autobots and the Maximals all have color. Scourge and his group looks like they're all the same color already.
Yeah, they do seem like they're the same color posters.
When they're coming out of the water in their trailer.
Right.
Yeah, so we were just looking. I like RC. She looks cool.
Out of all the characters in the movie, I want RC to be the RC from the original movie. I don't think she will, but the RC from the original movie was feisty. That's kind of what I want.
I liked her. I like Alita 1. I have, except for one thing I'm missing. They did some sort of weird figure, but I have all of the Alita 1 figures. I like Alita 1. I liked her in that in the War for Cybertron trilogy. That animated or that CGI kind of, I don't know if it was Netflix or whatever it was. I thought she was really cool in that. But this guy looks cool. Cheetor looks cool. Like, oh, here you go. Here's the Rhinox, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Rhinox, yeah. Cool.
So he looks like, well, this is a blurry picture. I'm see if here's a better picture. No,
he
it's
doesn't
not.
talk at all in the movie, but yeah.
So to me, this looks really neat. I know it's not exactly RC because I don't think she has these.
The wheel legs, no.
Well, she has normal legs. They're in there. You can see them in here. It's like the wheels come in around so that she can like skate or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I think she's a motorcycle, correct? As her vehicle form, I think she's a motorcycle.
She is, yeah. I'm trying to find like a better picture. Oh yeah,
she was a cycle in Prime. So I guess that's correct. Yeah. Now. Yeah.
So Rise of the Beasts. Let's see. Let's see what she looks like here. Yeah, see, she can. Go ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that as I was coming back, I was watching the beginning of the stream, and I thought that I was a fan of G1. I thought so because I had watched it, listening to you guys describe everything around like the 80s, late 80s, all of the DVDs and Blu. Do people still have DVDs? All the Blu-rays and things y'all have. Like, yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Apparently, I need to step my fandom
up. Yeah, we need. Well, no, Sean knows. Sean knows way more than I do, but I have tons of movies. And Sean has a ton. I mean, we probably have maybe close to the same amount.
Yeah,
definitely. After I sold 1,000, I sold 1,000 DVDs, and I still got like close to 3,000. So it's probably over 3,000.
3,000, yeah. So
yeah. And I mean, I went down. I'll do a stream where I share my my list and scroll. But there's a lot of questionable things on there, so I'm scared to share the list. You're gonna be like, why do you own this movie? Like.
I'm not a mega expert, but I do know a lot about Transformers because I loved it as a kid, and that never went away. And I've tried to track down every show that came out. And it used to be that you can easily get everything, and now it's almost impossible. There's stuff that just has never come out here, and you have to get any which way you can, and
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the poll. I posted a poll saying, are you looking forward to Rise of the Beasts? And my options were hell yes, not really, but I'll watch it, pass, or hell no. So we've got 16 votes. 44% say hell yes. Not really, but I'll watch it is 25%, and 31% are saying hell no.
Wow.
So interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so Flash, have you seen all of the movies, including Bumblebee?
Yes.
Okay, so what were your thoughts? Like, do you like them all, or do you like some better than others, or are you kind of indifferent?
They're mostly watchable. What's the very last one with Unicron coming out? The last night. The last night. If I don't see last night again, I won't miss it. I think I do agree with I agree with you for the most part that I think the third movie, Dark of the Moon, was probably my favorite because I got to see Optimus come in and save everybody and do the thing where he kind of skates through the streets fighting before he gets the shockwave. I really enjoyed the line. It may be a little strong for Prime, but I really love the line where Megatron is talking to not Optimus but Sentinel Prime, and he says, "Who would you be without me, Prime?" And Optimus kind of under his breath says, "Time to find out." Before he that was always one of my favorite lines. I kind of liked the first one at first, but then as I go back, like one of the 80 times I watched the movie from '86, and I noticed how badly Optimus knew he was going to lose versus Megatron, like off the bat. I'm like, this is not the Optimus Prime I'm used to. I don't know if he got a lick on Megatron in that first movie. Like, who wrote this?
Right.
Now come the second movie when he is in the forest giving both Megatron and Starscream the business by himself. I'm like, even though he died, I'm like, that's my Prime. My Prime can fight. I don't know what this is I did in the first movie.
That was my problem. Like Shia LaBeouf wins in the end.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with this down here saying the problem with the dark side of the movie is that he kills, he just executes them.
Also,
I don't know if he would do that.
Also, my guy E-Man. You're familiar with E-Man, right?
Yeah, for sure.
He picks a bone with. Now I agree with this. When they're in Chicago and the Autobots show back up and we find out that they didn't die, he says we will kill them all. And that's another bone E-Man has with the way Optimus Prime was in that particular movie. Because he probably wouldn't say that. I'm on the fence with whether or not he would execute Sentinel, because I hate to say it, but you can't leave him there. You can't.
Yeah.
You've seen what he is about to do if you let him live. Like, and that may just be me being cynical. But I'm like, but you've seen what Sentinel's going to do if you let him live. He's got, at some point he's got to go. We don't have a Transformer prison. He's got to go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I can say this because I don't like the Man of Steel movie, and I'm going to make a comparison. I don't like Man of Steel, even though I own it and watched it a couple times. Within the hold on, we've got another panelist. Hold on a second, let me bring it in. All right, I'm going to give you this one, buddy. This is Sean's favorite, but I'm giving it to you.
But guess who shows up for no reason at all to get his grandstanding and hot dogging in? You, man.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you something. I'm gonna snap into you like a Slim Jim, brother. Oh, yeah.
The cream has risen to the top.
So what I was going to say is that in the Man of Steel movie, when Superman executes Zod or kills Zod at the end, and he's like shocked, and the audience is supposed to be shocked. The audience is only shocked because they know who Superman really is. In the movie itself, they don't establish why this person would feel bad about killing this other person, because the person in question doesn't know who they are yet. They're willing to watch their father die in front of them without trying to save them. That character doesn't
to take care of their mother.
Right. Yeah.
That I caught that line for the first time. I really caught that line for the first time this weekend, and I had to at least give him a little bit. When Pa Kent says, "Go take care of your mother," because we're in the middle of a tornado.
Right.
I would hope that if you have to split between Pa and Ma Kent, that he would say, "Go take care of your mother." I would hope that. I don't know if they should have written it that way, but in that circumstance, I would hope that would be the choice. But I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, it's just not shown. But Sentinel Prime, or sorry, hold on one second. Optimus Prime is shown to be. He's not shown to be this, like noble character in the movies that we're watching with Michael Bay. So would he execute Sentinel Prime? I don't know. Maybe he would. Bill, what were you going to say?
Well, I was actually going to ask Flash, but I'm sorry. I was actually on the Superman thing. Sorry, I'm going to take it away a little bit. Flash, first time we're meeting. Why? First time we're meeting. Okay. Why? Real quick. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's on here. Okay. Just seeing if it's on here or on there. Anyway, so here, question. Why is it's okay for dad to die, but not mom? Because I agree with you, but I want to know if we're on the same page as to why. To me, that's a normal emotion. Like my and I don't tell this story often, but my mom and dad were so with each other. But my dad came to me one time, before I even know he owned a gun. He came to me one time when I was old enough. He said, TJ, here's where I keep my gun at. If you ever see me raise my hand to your mother, go get it, put me away. That's kind of my mind frame, how I kind of view the world. Take care of the women, men take care of themselves. That kind of thing. What state are you in?
I'm from Alabama.
That sounds like a good state. So at the end of the day, we've always got this sense that men are expendable and women must be protected. It's an age-old tradition, especially in people. I imagine you got some gray. I imagine we're both around the same age, right? So all of us here, right? There's a sense that traditional women must be saved and men, if necessary, can be sacrificed.
Yes.
And also, if we have to watch the father die, then suddenly what is the sense? I have to be the man of the house now.
Right.
Yes.
Right? I have to be the protector. I have to be the one to make sure everything's okay. So I'm actually okay with the idea that Soups died and whatnot. I'm going to bring this back to Transformers because I realized, oops, I didn't realize what you were doing, Jay. But yeah, I'm okay with that. It's the idea of how, why exactly, and did it maybe bring some kind of psychopathy into the idea that men are now in general permitted to be on the sacrifice table. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he was able to just, I can't think of anything to do right away. Oh, well.
I am not overall in favor of Parker's been here long enough. He's seen enough of the world. He's expendable. but if you tell me Superman, regular person, cousin from around the way, if you tell me that the young man is supposed to help protect one of his parents, I think it should be the mom. That's just kind of, I guess, my upbringing. Yeah.
Now let me bring this back to Optimus Prime. Why is Superman as a man, just super male, not effective as a hero, but Optimus Prime is? Sean.
Well, here's my thing about this. This came from the debate about whether or not Optimus Prime should have killed Sentinel. Sentinel Prime, is that his name?
Sentinel Prime, yeah. Leonard Nimoy.
Okay, I'm gonna flip all this on its end. My problem with the Bayformer movies is that I see the veneer of them. They're just pandering, jock locker room bullcrap, pandering to kids. It's like, geniuses are bullcrap, authority is bullcrap.
Right.
It's just hello fellow kids, is that kind of thing. So whenever Optimus Prime is like vicious in these movies, it's just meant to have a 14-year-old
Was
like
he vicious in the comics?
No.
Was he
not
vicious
really.
in the G1 cartoons?
No.
He killed technically in the movie Transformers the movie.
He
right?
killed in the movie, yeah.
Did he kill anybody?
But the Sentinel Prime thing is like, why is he on his knees and he's It's like, yeah.
All right, so
that's
hold on
the
a
thing,
second.
right?
Before we continue this debate, Classic has to get going in a couple of minutes, so I just want to give him a chance. Thanks for coming on. What are you doing on your channel coming up?
Well, I've got I just got 400 subs on my channel Wednesday night. So
cool, man.
Sunday night, I'm going to do a live stream, kind of celebrate that. And I just put out a video yesterday. I reviewed Avengers War Across Time #4.
Yep.
And I've got a series. I've been dabbling in the AI art stuff, and I've been doing some videos of superheroes and like a cyberpunk kind of look. And I've got an Avengers one. I'm just I was actually working on right before this, and I'll be putting that out tonight probably.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that AI stuff. My buddy made that me of Superman. I was like, this is so cool. And then he did me as Hulk and Captain Shazam, who I call Captain Marvel, but anyways, not Captain Marvel, not Brie Larson Captain Marvel. Shazam, the male Shazam, Billy.
Right. Yesterday I was wearing the Captain Marvel shirt.
I do have a Captain Marvel shirt. I can't wear it in public, otherwise I'll get beat up. Okay, so that's cool, Classics. Well, thanks for coming on.
Sure,
we appreciate it.
Take care, dude.
All right.
Okay, I'll catch you later.
All right, cool.
So,
all right, so Sean, Sentinel Prime.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so wait, are you done with? So your point was saying he's kneeling down, he's beaten. It's just a complete execution. So that's just for badassery. Is that?
It's just for badassery. That's the problem. I can't really get into like arguing these points because nothing really makes sense in its own world. It's just for the audience. It's just for the 14-year-old high-fiving the 14-year-old next to them. It's like that's all it really is, So yeah.
All right.
Michael
so Bill
Bay said that he doesn't like the Transformers the movie, and yet he made sure that there were plenty of tidbits, plenty of moments, right? Like at one point it's like Megatron, one shall stand, one shall fall. And like you say things like that, and it's like, oh, but then I remind myself, no, he actually said that he doesn't like the Transformers the movie.
I feel like there's so many hands in those movies that like someone else just sneaks it in, right?
Right.
It almost feels like it's making fun of us in a way,
Yeah.
He did not kill
Diesel. He did not kill in the movie. He was willing to kill Megatron because think about what he said. Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. Oh, and I was going to get my mask, but I couldn't get it off the wall. Damn it!
Oh man,
it was half off.
But you don't see that gauntlet of Decepticons, though. I don't know who he killed there.
Huh?
Optimus Prime in the Transformers movie.
He shot them up, but it wasn't like when Starscream was holding Megatron and like wasting away the Transformers.
No,
version of the art. He was.
I will say that may be a little artificial. I feel like after watching what the Decepticons did on the Autobot ship heading towards Earth, like one of the Decepticons that Optimus shot should have been it. At least one.
Yeah.
not saying that Optimus wants them to die, but all of them shouldn't have survived if the smaller guns of Decepticons were killing Autobots on the ship.
Yeah, the ship massacre is cold blood, whereas like shooting attacking Decepticons is a completely different thing, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Could not be reached for further comment is right. See, this is the thing. This reminds me of Stephen King. Back in 2008. Back in 2008, he put out an article in one of the movie magazines, right? And it was about J.K. Rowling and why Harry Potter is the greatest hero that we haven't had in forever. Because in a world where everybody's cynical and you've got the Punishers and the Wolverines and the Batmans, and Batman doesn't technically kill, but at the same time, Batman kills. I mean, like, make up your freaking mind, people. Depends on the writer, right? So when you got all these like cynical, dark heroes, like the only thing to do is just kill these people and whatnot. Just get rid of them. They're no good to society. Harry Potter comes along, and even against the greatest, evilest sorcerer or magician, magic user, whatever, wizard, whatever the hell you want to call him.
Magic user, you're showing your original that's the original Dungeons and Dragons speak. I caught it. You tried to use magic user and you tried to backtrack it.
Guilty as charged, officer. Take me in, baby.
Because they weren't called wizards; they were called magic users, and it's like that's the
Let me roll to hit armor class 0.
Yeah. Oh God! No, we're not doing Thaco and all that other bullshit.
But like here's what the hell's his name? Not Snape. What's the Voldemort? Voldemort's like Avada Kedavra, and he goes to actually do a killing blow on this kid who he tried to kill, who he already killed his mom and his dad. And here's Harry, who's looking at this guy who killed his mom and dad and tried to kill him. And the most that he could do is the what? Expelliarmus.
I never saw the last Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
It's actually the fourth one. And it's in the book also. He can only do the disarming spell. Like, I'm going to make your wand fly away. And that's what they're fighting with. The killing curse versus the I'm going to disarm you thing. And they're pretty much equal power. And it's like, what you could see the humanity in Harry. He's not cynical. He believes that there's something, for the world, something that we almost never see in heroes anymore. Every so often you'll see that in Superman or Captain America, but for the most part, most of these writers are so dark and cynical, right?
Yeah.
The idea is, no matter the cost doesn't just mean his own, it means Megatron's also, but we could argue that point, Diesel, but no, you're not wrong. But the idea is that Optimus Prime was that guy. He's not exactly the most effective leader in the world, is he? Like he's going against these guys. He could stop these guys at any time. But it's not about killing for him. It's not. And later on, what the IDW stuff does, where and this is why I can't read the IDW stuff, because they make it so that the Transformers, the Autobots, are technically in some way the bad guys. Hey, I get it. You got to do something to kind of shake it up a bit. But for the love of God, no. This is actually supposed to be a battle between good
and evil.
Yeah. And that's not hard. Optimus Prime was incredible because he respected all life, not just the Autobots, not even just the humans. He respected the lives of the Decepticons also.
Yeah, I think they're going to I think that's the big arc that they're going to have in this movie.
Yeah. But like, why is that arc in this movie? Like, Optimus was normal in the other Bumblebee movie, but anyway.
Yeah, we didn't see. Okay, so I rewatched the first 3 minutes and 15 seconds of Bumblebee, which is the good part at the beginning where Bumblebee not talking is probably the dumbest idea since having regular bread and not sliced bread. I don't know. It's just the dumbest thing.
Spielberg's idea too.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg, please go back to the mid 80s when you were good. Though I do like Bridge of Spies though. I thought that was a great movie. I was really into Bridge of Spies. But anyways, other than that, Steven Spielberg, please rewind yourself. But yeah, I don't know. So he's gonna have the big arc here. Now, some people are saying this is not the Bayverse. Some people are saying it is. So we're not sure really what it is, because Unicron was supposed to be in that last night. And now he's just his normal Unicron. I don't even really understand what's going on in this movie, to be honest. Unicron is coming, but then there's other guys attacking as well. what are those guys, Sean? Like, what do you know?
I don't
what's
know.
going?
I haven't read a lot from this, and what I did read was very generic and reminded me of the Bay movies. Like
Right.
it's just fetch quests. Like they have to get a thing to get a thing. I guess to repel Unicron or something. I don't know if Scourge is a harbinger of like a herald of
Yes,
Unicron.
This is Silver Surfer, and Scourge is the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
The leader of the sweeps
is in this.
Okay.
But I don't think it's that Scourge.
No,
Yeah.
it's from.
No, it's car robots in disguise or whatever.
RC's looking good there. That's a nice looking RC.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
I'll be honest. Did anybody here have a little bit of a crush on RC?
A bit.
Yeah, for sure.
In the show,
I'm not the only one to raise my hands, right?
I was telling him earlier. I like feisty RC. I like RC that would talk back to Rodimus. This feisty RC, like you don't know what you're into.
But
No,
she
they
was
had
still
a weird
motherly
thing.
to Daniel.
Yeah, they had a weird thing in the cartoon between Daniel and RC. Like, and there's the one thing where Daniel is her headmaster or whatever. Like he's the head, and then at the end of that episode, he's like, RC, and he's trying to hug the console that he's in, and she's like, I know, Daniel, I know, and I'm like, what the hell's happening here?
I always saw it as a motherly.
It's probably a mother thing.
Yeah, I didn't see it as sexual. She was with Springer.
Yeah, Springer. Yeah, well, they barely had him in the show.
Springer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
was
Jerry.
he before the movie or was he after the movie?
He's in the movie, and then
No,
I know he's in
the movie.
He was
but was he?
introduced in the movie, and then he came after.
That's what I'm asking.
He's in
Yeah.
season 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Springer and RC I think came from the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hot Rod and all those, and Cup and all those other guys. I
All
love
of
the
the
movie.
big-
That's where I start really. Like when I was a kid, I watched some of the Transformers seasons 1 and 2, not all of it as a kid. And then I saw the movie in the theater. And I loved it. And then from that point on, I watched the rest of it. So I like Cyclonus, Galvatron, like, Cup, this like Scourge, the Sweeps, all those guys, RC, everything. So those are the toys that I have. Ultra Magnus, I love Ultra Magnus. So all those are the characters that I really like. So I actually like Rodimus Prime is my favorite. Him and Ultra Magnus and all that, and the IDW stuff. I liked the one where it was just them going on a mission outside of they're on the ship the Lost Light and they were just going on adventures to find like the I don't know if they're trying to find the Knights of Cybertron or something. So it had nothing to do with what was going on in Cybertron. It's just basically the movie characters going on an adventure. I thought, oh, this is really neat. So that was kind of the comic that I liked. Though I did read some of the other one, but then I just stopped.
I've heard Lost Light was pretty good.
I thought it was neat. I didn't finish the whole thing. But anyway, I was going to try to show you. I have a picture of Alita 1. I added a background, but I can show you the wallpaper that someone made here. It's pretty neat. Window. Here we go. So I've got that as my desktop. I added a background to it. Where is it? Oh, there you go. I added this background to it. That's my wallpaper when I have Transformers stuff. But Bill, did you see all the movies? We didn't get your thoughts. Like, did you see all 5 movies on Bumblebee or no?
All 5 movies. So I saw Bumblebee, and I thought there were only 3 Bayverse movies. Was there a 4th
there's
one?
5.
There's 5.
I'm pretty sure I saw them all.
Did you block a couple out in your mind?
I might have. I might have, because I didn't like them. I tried. I genuinely did try, but like you could just tell. It's like Bay didn't like the original stuff, so why would he, do a good job with the original stuff? So it is what it was.
Like, this is nonsense.
And then they made the new metal, their skin, Transformium. I'm like, oh, you fucking lost me.
Oh, part 4? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there's Galvatron.
Yeah.
I thought Galvatron was awesome. You know, I love the idea. I love that it was Leonard Nimoy's voice for the movie. You know.
Yeah, I like Galvatron as well, but yeah, this is like brutal. Like this is the movie version. Look at this. Looks like a bunch of junk.
Yeah, I have no idea what this stuff was like. I get the idea that they said they couldn't make it look just like the toys because when you do it in CGI, it just doesn't look the same. I guess, but they try to argue the same thing about Apocalypse in the X-Men movies, and it's like there are people in cosplay that look better than that garbage in the movie.
Right. Yeah. And if you look at the Bumblebee movie, that had Bumblebee. What do I do? Like maybe opening
Cybertron sequence or something.
Big opening scene. Like, look.
I wonder what that would. I wonder what that would cost as a full movie.
I don't think it would cost that much. Firstly, these movies need to stop being 5 hours long. If they weren't 5 hours, they could probably half the budget. Okay, they're 3 hours. The last night was 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay, and someone's going to say, but the story was so in depth and there's so much going on that it needed to be 2 hours and 45 minutes. Like, what? That movie didn't have enough story for 60 minutes. It's
I'm gonna be honest. There's a crowd for every movie that will stick up for it no matter what. Like me and the Eternals movie from the MCU. I will if I ever
remove that man.
If I ever get a chance, like in a circle of 10 people, I will spend 12 hours defending each Eternal individually.
Oh my God! Okay, hold on. I gotta give you one. I gotta give you this. This was me during Eternals.
Why is your ice pack stuck to your head?
Because I was injured. The movie
was just pushing so hard on it.
The movie hit me. The movie punched me in the face. Almost every movie has that little subset of fans that will defend them no matter what. I don't think The Last Night even has that. I don't think there's a little corner of people who actually like The Last Night like that. Let's take a look at it. Transformers.
Like I said, I didn't love the Bayverse, but I didn't dislike it like a lot of people. But the last night was the last straw.
It was.
By the time we got to Merlin and all of the history and how long it was, and when Bumblebee convinces Optimus to be Optimus again, and they take down whoever was on the ship, like that's the end of the movie. Why are we going to Stonehenge and extending it like another 30 or 45 minutes?
Yeah, Transformers: The Last Straw. I love it.
The last straw. That's.
I mean, Frank Welker was voiced Galvatron. Yeah, Frank Welker. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
came back for that.
Rise of the Beasts is 2 hours. Okay.
I've heard Frank Welker. I guess doesn't do as much voice work. I don't know if it's a physical issue or whatever.
That must be recent because like he was in a Scooby-Doo episode last year.
Okay.
I think he still does Fred. Actually, I thought he was still doing Fred.
Oh, well, maybe it's just Megatron that gives him problems. Because I don't think he does Megatron that often.
No,
he
I didn't like the
Megatron,
screw
right?
job they did on Frank Welker in the first movie. Shia LaBeouf, I remember, did interviews where he said that they tried. He was lying, but he said they tried to get Frank Welker to play Megatron, but his voice wasn't there anymore. Meanwhile, Frank Welker was doing season after season of Fred, who sounds 20 in the Scooby-Doo shows.
So my information may come from Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, here, let's. This is a shout out to Shia LaBeouf.
What's this bullshit?
I'm passing around Shia LaBeouf rumors.
No, I heard that too.
Now
It
you
wasn't
can
from
now you
Shia.
can kick me off the show.
Oh yeah, you heard that too, Bill, but not from
Not from Shia. Yeah, I actually heard it from Bay and some of the pieces. So it was something that was going around in the movie that people were talking about that. I don't know how true. The thing is, they said that they tried to get him to replay Megatron, but he didn't sound like Megatron anymore. So I figured, let me just go with somebody else instead. Somebody's going to sound kind of like it.
I think that's bullcrap because they got a big star. Who was it in the first movie? It was
Agent Smith. What's his name? V for Vendetta.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Red Skull.
Yeah, they wanted a big name.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, yeah.
Freaking Elrond.
They wanted a big name because they already had Peter Cullen, who wasn't a big name. And they were like, I don't know, let's get a big name for Megatron. That's what it really was.
Right.
That doesn't make a whole lot of that's a waste to me. That's a waste of money.
J-Man, look it up. I think Frank Welker was Megatron in Prime. That was after that movie.
He was. We already
so they were bullshitting us.
It's bullshit. That's why I gave the Jesus. This is bullshit.
But to me, that's reckless and dangerous. Like that's a man's career. Like why are you saying this?
If that's true, then that's actually I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
There's so much lies though. Literally, Michael Bay said, he's like, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. No, Optimus Prime won't have that disgusting looking garbage mouth in this movie. I promise you." Then we sat in the movie, we were like, he has this garbage mouth in the movie. And it's like, Michael, this movie's coming out in 1 week, right? Like,
J-Man will never let this go. He'll be on his
I will not. Like,
very sad, like
I will never let
like
it go.
IVs and stuff, and like
I will be Firstly, I'm never going to die, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But, if I get injured and I'm in the hospital for some reason, I'm going to stick with Michael Bay. Look, Kevin Smith lied on that garbage He-Man thing.
Yeah.
Michael Bay lied. These people are liars, but they lie to our faces when the thing is coming out. No, He-Man doesn't die. He died twice. No, it's not about Teela. It's about Teela.
But only about Teela.
It's totally.
You know what though? You know what? I'm gonna argue. I'm gonna argue against that.
All right.
Because I think He-Man dying is important.
No, but he said he doesn't die.
Right. But here's the thing though, like the mountain of talk going into it is that so as soon as we heard the word He-Man is dying, so he can bring Teela in and it can be Teela's show, which it kind of was.
That is what happened.
But by the time you get to the second half, we get the answer to the question, and this has always been my point with that show, is what was Teela doing? Teela got the screen time, but what was Teela doing? She was going to find who?
I don't know.
I find He-Man.
Right.
Because why does she need to find He-Man? Because Eternia needed He-Man. So she got the screen time, but the show was saying that we need He-Man.
I hear you, but then what happened when he came back alive? He died again, and she's like, F He-Man, F everybody. Also, I'm the sorcerer's daughter, so yeah. And it's come on, man.
Wait, he died. So he died in the first episode.
And then he died in the last episode.
Which I always call a grenade episode because I'm a Marine, so I have an affinity for a guy who jumps on a grenade. And he died the second. What happens the second time again?
He comes back and
he's supposed to save everyone, and then Skeletor does some kind of thing, and he winds up killing He-Man. And I think he kills himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it once, and that's the one He-Man thing I will never buy.
He shanks He-Man in the back, so so he does the second time.
Yeah, because He-Man finally has the sword, right? He's calling down the power.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
yeah.
and
that's what
becomes Skelegod.
It makes it even worse though, because like anybody's like, oh, this was a female agenda kind of thing. It's proofed because Evil Lynn wound up becoming good all throughout. You start to realize she was actually a good guy, but once the man Skeletor came back, and then he did that backstab thing on He-Man, she was like, oh, and then she went over with Skeletor again. She had no mind of her own. and Tila was pissed off, and it's like, you don't need no man. You don't need no man.
Look, I'll say
roar.
this final word on that show. My problem with that whole show was it was all hot takes, and the problem is there's no verisimilitude within the show. Why is anyone acting the way they do? Like it's just all like, oh, what if this? What if that? You could tell it's like a writer's room of people trying to one up each other. That's all it is. And because of that, I can't believe anything in that show.
That sounds like Star Wars sequel 1, 2, and 3.
It's the same.
Yes, it's like Ryan Johnson. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here, look. When Tila finds out Adam is He-Man because he dies. So she just watched her best friend die, and her reaction is, "You lied to me." She turns to her father. "Oh, I hate you." She gives up her role as the captain of the guard, which should be the most important thing she does. She gives up and leaves. She turns it all about her. It's like, literally your friend died, right? And it's like your friend has saved you 4 million times. He has saved you 4 million times. You abandoned your father. You abandoned your post. You're a captain of the guard. You just got named captain guard. You abandoned. This is not the Tila that I know from the cartoon. She would never. And Kevin Smith doesn't like the old show. And he kept saying, this is my problem. He kept saying, this is continuation from the old show. It'll have the heart and spirit of the old show. And it did not. If he wanted to just say, look, it's a new take. Look, because Michael Bay did say this. He's like, it's not going to be the G1 designs. They look stupid to me. I don't like them. Hey, hey, listen. Then I can't get angry at the guy. He's telling me this is not going to be G1. And then I can't get angry. I just be like, this isn't for me then. I'm okay. It's not for it. And there's another Netflix He-Man cartoon, which is the CGI one, which I actually really like. And my wife and I watched the whole thing, and I bought the toys and everything. And they completely changed it around. They did some gender swapping. They did race swapping. None of it bothered me because they said this is a new He-Man. Completely forget about everything else. This is starting from scratch. He-Man's still the main guy, but they do share the power. So Duncan says, I have the power, and becomes Man at Arms. Tila says, I have the power, and she becomes the sorceress. Ram Mam says, I have the power, and she becomes Crass says, I have the power, she becomes Ram Mam. And it's like, and Adam becomes He-Man. So they all get the power. So that is completely different. So then I can sit back and say, okay, let me turn off my He-Man, nerddom and watch this normally. I'm like, this is a fun cartoon. Everyone gets involved. Everyone can have the power and share it. And it's great for little kids. It's done in a more cutesy way. That's it. But Kevin Smith saying this, and they put that trailer, which literally pushes the buttons of the old fans. It's like, look, it's Panther. Oh, it's Skeletor, and it's all fighting. You're like, wow, this looks like the old He-Man. Then it's like they completely undo it in the first episode. It's like, you're a liar. You should just come out and say, this is a new take, guys. It's for brand new fans, old fans. I hope you like it. If you don't, I'm sorry, but this is a new take. Then I can say, forget it. But you lied. I'm not. We can defend whether I'm not defending whether the show is good or not. Like if people like it, that's fine. I'm saying he lied, and that is a fact. That's not me making that up. He factually lied. Yeah, so I'm done with him. Kevin Smith can burn. I despise him.
J-Man's a He-Man fan through and through. So
that's
like,
my
Gotcha. See, He-Man for me was like, I watched He-Man, but I wasn't as invested. Like
I am He-Man.
For some reason, I'm an '80s robot guy. So my list always starts Transformers, Voltron.
Yes,
perfect.
And then afterwards we get to Thundercats and He-Man, and Silverhawks have a space there too.
Did you have a crush on Chitara?
Big time.
Just me. I mean, no, it wasn't just.
Well, she was naked in the first episode.
She's naked.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so as a Flash fan, it just dawned on me last year that she's a speedster. So now I got to go back and watch and crown her my favorite because she's a speedster.
This is probably why J-Man and I are into West Coast Avengers, because she is eventually
Tigra.
The Tigra. Yeah.
Oh man, Tigra's awesome. Why didn't they do? Okay, I don't want to get into why they didn't do West Coast Avengers. I literally am like, guys, we can do this right now. It's so easy. Anyways,
Tigra's in that Chip and Dale movie. Did you see it? Yeah, she's in the movie. Tigra from Marvel Comics. The Chip and Dale movie they made, the live action one.
Yeah.
Rescue
Yeah,
Rangers?
she's totally in it. Watch it.
No, there's a live action Chip and Dale that came out last year, year before last.
The one last year's on Disney Plus. That one.
Yeah,
I got rid
Yeah.
of Disney Plus.
it was
They-
it was
they went
it was
woke.
We now return to
it
Transformers.
was a decent little nostalgia movie, and it made fun of ugly Sonic. It was funny.
Here, let's I was gonna play the Transformers theme. We now return to Transformers.
Da-da-da-da-da.
If someone texts me, I can put it up. It's my ringtone. I swap between Power Rangers ringtone and here, are you gonna call?
Just a text, right?
Just a text.
Okay. There you go. You're welcome. And that's in the chat.
I used to have the Voltron theme song as my ringtone when I had one.
I fluctuate between that and Power Rangers. That beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
So I usually have Power Rangers, but today I switched it to Transformers just in case it picks some. Mask is cool too, but
I almost forgot about it. I liked Mask theme song. Mask theme song was really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember
Peter
this.
Cullen, I think, is actually one of the characters in the vehicle version of Voltron.
He is. He's the
He's
whatever.
the leader.
He's the leader guy. Yeah. I actually like Vehicle Voltron a lot. Die Rugger. There's 15 of those suckers that form one guy. It's pretty awesome.
I saw a clip of Vehicle Voltron came up on my TikTok the other day, and I could have sworn one of the guys driving one of the vehicles was Keith from the Lion Voltron. Like, Keith, why are you over there? Keith is working overtime.
Well, Sven was lost. They could have sent him over there.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of shows they lop together because there's 3 of those Voltrons and none of them really connect. I've got the Japanese version of I don't have the Japanese version of the third thing, but I have the first.
The third one, I was just going to bring that up. That was the one with the 4 arms, right?
I never really saw the third Volt. I don't think
There's
really,
the third
They
one.
never made a cartoon of it.
they never made a cartoon.
Okay.
It was
They had
supposed
the
to be.
original 3. Remember, everything always starts as a toy in Japan.
It's a
so
toy,
They had
yeah.
the original 3 toys, and the third
Wow.
toy was actually a 4-armed robot.
See, everyone has this, right? That has the this has the vehicle and lion
Oh, that's awesome. Because there is
Okay.
the one
and the movie too.
where they have the movie where they both come together.
I have
It's like,
that.
they fought
Yeah.
side by side. That was amazing.
Yeah.
No, that is cool. I've got Beast King Go Lion, which is the thing.
Which is
the
the super
original
violent.
Voltron.
real Voltron.
Yeah.
And then I've got Die Rugger, Armored Fleet Die Rugger 15, which is the vehicle Voltron. And then I've got the English versions, but I don't have the full English version of Voltron, I don't think.
Oh no, you should
Voltron.
get that pack there. So
Maybe I should get that. Does
It's
that
like 60 bucks.
Mazinger Z, or Transor
Oh,
Z.
yeah,
yeah.
God,
cool.
that was the best. I saw Transor Z. I was like, oh my God, this is better than Voltron. Like, there are actual stories here.
Even Go Lion, I think, has like proper
Stories.
proper stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had to. You know what they did? They changed Sailor Moon. They changed Voltron.
Right.
They changed all these to. I think Battle of the Planets probably got changed, but I've got the original Battle of the Planets Blu-ray set, which is the Japanese version, which I'm losing the name of it now. What is it called? I've lost the name.
Gotcha, man.
Gotcha Man.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
They just announced yesterday that the Sailor Moon live action movie is going to be scrapped now. I didn't even know they were making it.
All of these live action movies are awful.
Yeah.
Mostly, unless they're done in
Amazing.
Japan.
And
Yeah.
why? Why are they all awful?
Because the person doesn't actually really care about the thing.
And it's just some Hollywood go for broke woke stuff, which, like, it kills me, dude. It kills me because it makes me think those guys in Comicsgate might not have been so wrong.
I know, and they're.
Maybe
And
they saw
I hate
something
to
that we
believe it.
just didn't.
I don't know. Like I don't want to hate on stuff because I did like Guardians 3 and I really liked Doctor Strange 2. And that Doctor Strange 2 got a lot of finger pointing, but I really like Doctor Strange 2 a lot. I don't know. I really liked it a
Yeah,
lot.
I didn't dislike Doctor Strange 2. I actually I think it's the best version of what's her name? America. America
Yeah.
Chavez.
Because she's
She was
awful.
great in the movie.
Something
She's
in comic
boring in the
book.
comics.
Oh,
Yeah.
not just boring. She was hateable. You could actually hate this woman. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
and I
you're
liked
not
her
a
in the
hero.
movie. Yeah. At least she tried to do. At least she was seeking help. I like when new characters need help from the old characters. That's something that gets me. Like she's like, I need Doctor Strange's help. She's seeking out almost a father figure to help her, figure herself out.
That's what it was. She didn't have a father figure in her life.
Right.
And then
I like that.
I always see that as a Father's Day movie.
It is a
It's
Father's
like
Day.
he gives her advice at the end that defeats the villain. It's like he comes back from the dead to do it. It's awesome.
I like Doctor Strange too, man. Plus Wanda's the best, so she'll just kill all these other loser characters. And I like Guardians 3, and then everything else.
That crappy version of the Illuminati just get wiped away in the most ridiculous way ever.
Yeah, and they were the crappy.
Well, they're crappy. You said it.
You said it. They're crappy. They suck.
Yeah.
So she took care of them like that. And people kept saying, "Oh, she left the ladies for last." She left the ladies for last because they're easy pickings.
Yeah.
It's like she took care of the two guys. She's like, these two guys can nail me, so I'm just going to kill them right now, and I'll have some fun. Have some fun with these ladies.
I am sorry. I am sorry. And once Wanda runs through my whole security, like all of the Ultron robots I have for security, once she runs through all of that, when Black Bolt opens the door, he needs to open his mouth. As soon as
yeah,
welcome.
I see what you've gone through to get to me. We are not the only talking we're gonna do is if Black Bolt talks. We're not finna introduce. We're not finna. You know what he can do? No. As soon as I open this door, Black Bolt, you open your mouth. Let's go. Because she has run through security like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah. Well, this is the movie
but as
thing.
I said, I'm kind of cynical like that. But most heroes probably won't operate like that. But
I'm having some fun with it too. You should open the door and be like, yeet, and watch her just go.
That's what I'm saying.
Nailed.
She doesn't need a warning. She doesn't need talking down.
Right.
She has come across dimensions. She has not come for lunch.
Right. She didn't come to knit a sweater. She's here for. I want to show you guys.
Crew did the movie. Alternate take.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just dead right there. Did you guys see that? I grabbed these recently. The manga.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I saw that Wednesday.
Make myself bigger.
So
it's pretty neat.
Like a chrome dome on there, nice.
Yeah, chrome dome.
Yep.
I like it. The art is amazing.
Yeah, and like they've got they've got like a lot of stuff at the end, which I'll show you. So
here's a manga question. I know they read the book from the back to front, but do you still read the pages from left to right, or do you read the pages from right to left also?
So if you open up this way, you start here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's backwards.
Everything's backwards.
I've never read a manga before. That's interesting.
But the text. I mean, obviously the text is in order.
Yeah.
It's not backwards. Text.
You got to read it like Zatanna.
Yeah, no, not Zatanna. I hate Zatanna in comics. And I've never read her. If and any spell she's ever done, I've never read it. I'm like, I don't care.
I'm not reading this backwards.
So this is the whole set of them right here.
I enjoy reading them backwards.
Yeah, so anytime Zatanna talks or whatever or does a spell, I'm like, nope.
They're always not always, but they're very often something funny.
Right, they usually are.
Way of casting a spell, yeah.
By the way, before we get too far, Shang-Chi deserves love. I won't beat the dead horse with Eternals, but I think Shang-Chi is slept on.
Okay. Look.
What is it the third act?
No, here's the thing. Shang-Chi,
the third act especially.
I enjoyed Shang-Chi, but the problem is that it's not Shang-Chi in any way, shape, or form at all.
Yeah.
And I'm a Fu Manchu fan. I actually have some of the books, and I have at least 4 or 5 films, and I've got like the radio plays, the radio shows. So I like Fu Manchu. And the removal of Fu Manchu, they don't have the rights anymore. Plus, he's a problem, right? He's a problem.
I don't know how that's racist, but if they're saying it's racist, okay, it's racist.
They're saying it's racist.
You could just simply change the damn name. Like, that's what you got to do. They said that the name was racist.
Whatever.
Mandarin?
No.
Fu
Fu Manchu, yeah.
Yeah, they said
anyways.
Because even Jim Starlin didn't understand how it was racist. He's just
is it kind of a caricature?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Kind of. I heard that it's offensive, but I've never looked into why.
Yeah.
Because I've never.
So this is it.
The original Fu Manchu books are racist, but the thing is that like it is the building block of every supervillain you've ever known. It's the building block of every villain from James Bond.
Right.
It's like Ra's al Ghul
Go to the
is
cover
Fu
of
Manchu.
Detective Comics #1.
Sorry, which one?
Detective Comics #1, not number 27, number 1.
Right.
Yeah, what's that dude's name? Like Yellow Claw or something?
Yellow Claw,
Right.
yeah, which is even worse. But
Yeah, it's like that's like that I could see.
So I've read the first maybe 3 or so books. I mean, and the thing is that when are these books from? 19 or
30 something.
1913.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 1913, and there's a lot of these books. Fu Manchu is the villain. Like Christopher Lee played Fu Manchu in a few movies. Now it's a white guy playing an Asian guy.
How many Japanese actors were in America or Britain at the time?
Right, exactly. So it doesn't matter. You can't go back. Okay, so I understand that he's problematic, and Shang-Chi is the son of that character. And even in his first appearances, he kills Dr. Petrie, who is one of the guys. So there's two. So for Flash, there's 2 characters. Nayland,
like a Star Wars arc, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's basically Nayland Smith and Dr. Petrie, who are like the Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson who fight Fu Manchu, right?
Okay.
So he's a super genius, super villain. He doesn't have powers, but he's super smart, and he deploys guys, and he uses like weird insects and poisons and gases and traps, and he's crazy. So Shang-Chi is sent to kill Dr. Petrie, and then runs into Nayland, and then Shang-Chi realized that his father's actually a villain, so he fights against him. And it's very gritty martial arts. Think like 70s, think like Shaw Brothers, it's kind of stuff. It's gritty martial arts action.
Bruce Lee.
It's Bruce Lee. I know, it's Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
So the movie that we got is an Asian fantasy film, which I love Legend of Zoo. I like Moon Warriors. Like I love all of these Asian fantasy movies. So I liked it for that. My wife liked it too. We're like, this was a lot of fun, but it's not even Shang-Chi at all. Like I don't know what to call it. I'm not saying the movie's trash, because I actually thought it was not too bad. I thought it was fun. It was a fun movie. And
it doesn't get the core of the original character.
Not even a little bit.
No. That was my problem with it. And my problem with it isn't that it didn't have the core of the character. The core of the character is all the things that make that comic are unique and would be fun and unique in the marketplace and in today's cinema. And they just went bland with it.
Right.
Like who is, at the end of the day, when you walk out of the theater, who is Shang-Chi? What's his personality? Why do you want to come back and see another adventure with him? Who is this guy? It's not like you walk out of Iron Man, it's like, oh, he's sassy. I want to see him like sass other guys. Is awesome, right? He's confident. I don't know anything about Shang-Chi. He's bland and crap. It's like, I don't care.
I think Captain America is clearly the best MCU character. Easy. He jumped on the grenade, flashed out that right in the first movie. So there, you saw that character. He's like, I don't want to kill Nazis. I just don't like bullies, right? And it's like, you got his character. He sacrificed himself. He wants to do the right thing. It's like you get behind him in the first half an hour. You're so with him. You're like, yeah, Captain America. It's like, and so you care a lot about that character.
He sacrificed himself at the end of the movie, and you could see why he would because of all the times that he would have. It's
Right.
like
He stands up to that villain as he stands to that bully when he's like a skinny twerp. That was the heart of that character. You know, I
Right.
could do this all day.
I could do this all day.
They came back over and over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the character. See, Captain America, those movies really are like have all the best characters in them too. At least the first two for sure. And the third one's pretty good. But like it's like, yeah, and Shang-Chi is just a hero. It's like, oh, I'm the good guy, but I don't care. Like if Shang-Chi died, you wouldn't have been that upset. You'd be like, oh, that sucks. He died. Oh well, we'll continue on with the next Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, don't
At
worry,
least for me.
that make everything good.
Would I have been bothered if Shang-Chi died?
yeah, like think about it. Like he died, you'd be like, well, that sucks, but oh well. Like it's like people
Let's put
die.
it this way. Let me
I
give you an
don't-
alternate universe. TJ, let me give you an alternate universe. What if Shang-Chi did die in that final battle, and that's when his father, whatever the hell his name was, he suddenly realizes, this is my fault. I was supposed to be a good guy, and now I lost my son, and then he turns it around, and he's worthy of the rings. Now they come to him voluntarily, and he starts kicking butt in the name of his fallen son, and then brings his son back to life again and kicks ass. Tell me that's not perfectly.
You know what? Even the more basic part of your question, because I do get emotional, probably easier than 90% of people. Like there's no telling how many times I had to wipe during Guardians 3. Like this, it had to be at least 8 to 10. I don't know. But
I'll give you my the amount of times I wiped during Guardians 3.
What?
I really like Guardians 3.
Bailey has betrayed us.
I got my little Guardians characters everywhere. I loved Guardians 3. I thought it was awesome. But I have no emotion. I'm like no emotion.
Yeah.
But I will say that I felt for once Wenwu, I think it's Wenwu. Once Shang-Chi's dad passed, I think I felt more because of his story. I think I felt more for him than I did for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like I understand him better because of the way they told the story.
Well, that actor is very famous in Hong Kong, and Sean, I don't know, Sean, how many movies do you own of his?
I don't know. It's like,
I don't know.
We were talking about this, like, I guess it's like him and Michelle Yeoh. It's like I don't know how many movies I own of them.
Tons.
God.
And then there's ones where Michelle Yeoh played a superhero in 2 movies, and well, 3 movies if you count that Hawk one, but 2 movies. Nobody talks about the heroic trio. It's Invisible Woman, Wonder Woman, the other, which is crazy. They just call it Wonder Woman, and I forgot Maggie Cheung's name now. Damn it, I forgot her name. But Michelle Yeoh plays Invisible Woman. In it's called the heroic trio. I'll see if I can pull it up while we're talking. But and it's like everyone's discovered Michelle Yeoh like just the other day. It's like
I know.
Michelle Yeoh, she's great. I'm like,
well, no,
yeah,
what angers me about that is like they always call her a legend. It's like she was a legend in movies you've never seen because you're in Hollywood. It's like, what are you talking about? Like in the Line of Duty, like. Like, you go. Or Yes, Madam. Sorry.
So this is one of the characters. I can't remember her name now, and I own both these movies, which is brutal. But here they are. I don't know if you can see that very clear.
I have this, yeah.
I know, yeah, Sean, you have it, yeah. So, and then there's a sequel to it as well. But yeah, these are so like this girl's got the gun. So this girl's like kind of the Punisher kind of girl, and then the main hero is Wonder Woman, who is this character here, and she's like the hero that everyone knows. And then Michelle Yeoh is sort of like kind of a villain, but then she kind of turns good. So then it's the 3 of them are the heroic trio. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And you realize that somebody else's villainy is worse than hers, and she's got to do the right thing, or else like the world is in danger, kind of thing.
Pretty much. Michelle Yeoh, what was that Hawk movie again that we have?
Silverhawk.
Silverhawk, yes, that's right. Michelle Yeoh, Silverhawk.
I picked it up in my hand like way back when because I thought it was a Silverhawks movie, and then it was Silverhawk.
Yeah.
Who was a comic character in China, right?
Oh, do you like Donnie Yen's Dragon Tiger Gate? Do you guys
Oh,
like
I have
Donnie
it.
Yen?
Yeah, I have it right.
I love Donnie Yen. I don't remember if I saw Tiger. I just don't watch movies like I used to.
But this is
Right.
also these are also comic book characters. There they are. So
Yeah.
there's Donnie Yen right there.
Quicksilver, the Adventure Time guy, and somebody else.
Yeah, like there's the comic.
That's that new Karate Kid guy that they added to the G.I. Joe. He had the little shurikens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean Oh, you're talking about Quick Kick.
Quick Kick, yes, Quick Kick. Thank you, because they put a lot of effort into that name, obviously.
Well, he listen. If you kicked as fast as he did, then you'd be called Quick Kickles.
Absolutely, and knowing's half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Flash, what's your your comic there? Your graded. What's your graded comic?
Transformers one.
Oh, Transformers
cool.
1. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the grade on that? 7.5. Nice. Is it? Oh, and it's signed by Sienkiewicz?
No, Shooter. Jim Shooter.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. You got Shooter. He's the guy who created the idea, the concept behind it.
Right,
He's
right.
The name Optimus Prime.
And
they also made Cybertron. Yeah.
As they tell the story on Netflix, I guess he got the word from Japan that we want to bring these over and we want them with Marvel, and he bust into Bob Budiansky's office like, hey, I need you to write profiles of like 12 books for these characters. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you work over the weekend and create these characters?
Yeah, Bob Budiansky doesn't get as much credit as someone like Larry Hama, but like he birthed the Transformers.
He did,
and like most of these characters are named from him. You know, that still live on today.
The backstory.
So hopefully, he gets a cut, man. Yeah.
Okay, here's a Transformers trivia from that book right there. Who is the first character to speak in that book?
Oh crap! I can't remember.
Oh, I can tell you. Hold on.
No cheating.
Damn it. They're on my iPad.
To speak. The first person with a word bubble. The narrator doesn't count. The first person with the word balloon.
Okay, give us a clue. Give it or do multiple choice.
It's on Cybertron, yeah.
Yeah, it isn't Ravage, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Ravage is the first person to speak.
I think Ravage is going to report back to Megatron, which is pretty funny because Laserbeak does the same thing in the movie.
Well, he's standing with another Transformer. Yeah, there you go.
It's like when I used to read Gold Key Looney Tunes comics and like Roadrunner would speak, and I'm like, what the hell? You know? And Roadrunner was like a mother of 2 kids or whatever. I'm like, when did this happen?
And Comic Relief Crusader, who did that without a 7-second or through the 7-second, and didn't ask it as a question. Awesome job, dude. Hey, that guy deserves some kind of a prize. I'm not serious.
Comic Relief Crusader he was supposed to be on. He just couldn't. He's working, but listening in.
Yeah.
So,
as I call it, working and lurking.
That is what it's called. I always say I'm lurking. Yeah. So, did you guys did anyone watch the War for Cybertron trilogy? Because I liked that, and then I found out that people didn't like it, and then I was like, oh, I shouldn't.
It's cool because it's all the V1 designs.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I don't know if that was the one on. This is the art book for
it's
it.
Netflix. Yeah, that's the art book. Yeah.
It was the one on Netflix.
It's pretty good. What I really want to do. And I'm not a gamer at all, not since like my old fighting game days. But I want to take some time and watch somebody who's played all of the PlayStation Transformers War and Fall of Cybertron games.
Yeah.
I want to watch all those cutscenes like a little movie and see because the opening looks so good.
It does look good.
And see exactly what the story is.
Yeah. Those are neat. There's the walkthrough. I do walkthroughs. Like I'll watch the Alien. What was that one? It was Alien Part 1, but it wasn't Part 1. It was like her daughter. Alien Isolation. That game is awesome. And I have the game. I'm trying to play. I'm like, or I could just watch a walkthrough. So I'm like, let me just watch the walkthrough.
Right. Like I don't have time. I hadn't actually gained since since my Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur days.
Oh my God! I love to play on Street Fighter, man. I went to the arcade. I played Street Fighter 1,
Yeah.
and then 2 Champion Edition, all that. And I'm the only person who could beat me was my friend, and that's because we practiced together. I could beat Street Fighter 2 on 1/4 with every character without dying. Like just
Wow.
I could beat it with Dalsum. Like Street Fighter 2, I could beat. I mastered every character. I could beat people using Dalsum without using the joystick. I could beat you with just the buttons. Because if someone jumps up at you, you do forward. Mm-hmm. When they land, you do strong or fierce. Sorry, fierce. So it's like that is you cannot escape that. The only person that could beat that is if you use Ken or Ryu and you do nothing but just keep fireballing, right? Because then you need the joystick, right? Because then you have to jump or block. But otherwise, just with 2 buttons, it's like forward and fierce. I was like a big time Street and Mortal Kombat as well. We played 1, 2, 3 in the arcade. I think that's the last one that came out in the arcade.
Nice.
Yeah, but after my arcade days, I was kind of done. I retired.
Yeah, I retired. I still play Street. I play Ultra Street Fighter 4, but not 5 or 6 or whatever's out now. And now you see these guys that they're crazy, right? It's like they this is all they do. Like, have you seen the Mario Brothers speed run? Someone beats Mario Brothers in like 4 minutes or something. You're like, oh my God.
I get it because you beat the first level, you go in the beginning of the second level, you go up and you warp 7 and then boop and then boop and then
yeah, like it's like you clear it. I think the last Transformers game I played was on the iPad with what was maybe it was Extinction or something. And Clobberin times, what's going on, man? I can't see what your thing is.
Hand pink waving.
What is it? Hand pink. Oh, pink hand waving. Okay.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and check out and call it a night.
Yeah, we're done in a minute, anyways. So go ahead, let everybody know what you got going on your channel.
So I've got a couple of unboxings I'm gonna do in the next few days. I'm supposed to be doing Transformers Thursday, but life has been hectic and I haven't been on schedule like I should. And then the other day I was like, well, I can't do it because I gotta wait and do it closer to Thursday. And then close to Thursday gets busy. So I'm terribly off schedule, but I do shorts and I do some unboxings. And soon enough I should get back to Transformers and maybe Moon Knight stuff. We'll see.
Cool. All right, Bill, do you have anything you want? Well, actually, Bill and I and Sean, are you able to make it? You're not sure yet, right? You'll let us know.
Tomorrow I can't. No.
Can't make it. Okay, I thought so. Yeah. So Bill and I are going to be on Gray Malkin's channel tomorrow, talking about Giant Size X.
Gray Malkin.
Yeah, 1407 Gray Malkin. The link to everyone's stuff, everyone here. The link to their channels is in my description of this video, plus all my videos. I put everyone's links in even my comic book review. So Flash, I started doing that for your channel too. So do you have anything else going on, Bill, that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I have a no, the other black guy. Yeah, there we go. I'm actually doing the Kree Skrull War right now. I'm going to do it all together. So I just did half of it. But it's a long one. So because there's a lot of backstory and the idea that pretty much every single thing that's being done right now is based off of the Kree Skrull War. Almost everything that Brian Michael Bendis has ever done is based off of the Kree Skrull War. So it's big, it's extensive, but yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going to start actually trying to do all of Marvel's big events going forward. Cool. Yeah, so there's that. Comic Book University. I have a channel.
Yeah. I'm putting them all I'm putting everybody's thing in the chat, but it's also in the description anyways. So it should be easy to find that way, but I like to put it in the chat as well. And I should put Classic Comics in there too while we're at it. Hold on. Give me one more second to put Classic Comics. All right.
Well, I can actually, I'll try to remember and I'll try and copy paste that and I'll do the same thing for my channel also. Why not?
Yeah, I like doing that just to help everybody. All right, Sean, what are you up to on your thing? I saw you just posted a Transformers thing
Yeah,
to
I just
usurp,
loaded,
to usurp my stream.
Yeah, I just loaded Transformers issue 3, Transformers the movie adaptation, closing that out. Lots of weird revelations in there. Also, I'm getting ready to load another movie on schedule that. This one will be a ninja movie. My favorite Shokazuki movie that everyone else probably hates. It's Nine Deaths of the Ninja. I love it.
Of
And
course.
so it's I'm thinking Sunday night, so I'll just have to load it up and get ready for that. So and lots of
Awesome.
other stuff, Superman, some old Superman comics I'm looking at, and I might review those. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, well,
I
all right.
appreciate that you did that watch along with the Brave Star movie. I
That was
didn't know
awesome.
that there was a Brave Star movie.
Yeah.
I saw you. I was
There's-
just like, "What?" I'm watching. I was like, "This is really good."
Yeah.
So
It was
that
theatrically
I appreciate
released,
that.
and you could tell they stepped up the animation for it. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. And that
It is
ending
cool.
is bonkers. So yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us on this. This was a lot of fun. Thanks to Flash and Bill, and also to Classic Comics, who was here earlier. And that's it, guys. We will see you next time.